Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. Well, for the past 25 years, the Community Partnership of the Ozarks has worked on community collaboratives that are focused on issues here in the community of Springfield, including child abuse and neglect, food insecurity, housing, and many more. So we wanted to get an update on some of those issues and how the Community Partnership is dealing with them. So we invited in Justin Lockhart, the Director of Community Collaboratives. Welcome, Justin. So what are community collaboratives and what type of topics do they cover here in Springfield?
Yeah, so as you said, there are 6 community collaboratives here at Community Partnership of the Ozarks, and these are groups of community stakeholders that are really working on making positive change in the community. So they're focused in different fields in our community, such as child abuse and neglect, early care and education, environment, food, housing, and transportation.
All right, very good. What are some of the new updates? You guys had a meeting last week that discussed some of the updates to some of these collaboratives. What's new for us?
Yeah, so as you said, the groups have been around for about 25 years, and we really wanted to highlight the community or highlight the work that these people have been doing in the community. So the Child Abuse and Neglect Collaborative is our largest group. They have 6 subcommittees that are all focused on specific items revolving around preventing child abuse and neglect in our community. They have a subcommittee called Building Resilience, and this group is working on making our community more trauma aware. So we understand and recognize that adverse childhood experiences have negative lifelong impacts on kids. So they are working to educate the community on how we can better respond to those children. They also have a subcommittee that focuses on our faith community. And so this is a group that is working to engage the faith community around preventing child abuse and neglect. So they are holding things like Faith Leaders Connect, which are coffee sessions, some educational components too, but really some networking just to see how we can work better together. They have a subcommittee that also focuses on creating more public awareness around the issue of child abuse and neglect. So they're out holding the Go Blue kickoff and creating more public awareness through that Go Blue campaign.
All right. One of the other collaboratives has to do with food and food access. We've covered in the news often that there are some areas in Springfield that it's harder for some folks to obtain food. And one of the things that popped out to me is you guys have a thing called pop-up farmers.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Yeah, so last year we held a pop-up farmers market that we partnered with city utilities to hold at their transit center. So it was their free ride day, so you got free bus passes. We brought in some local farmers market vendors from a couple of our markets here in town, and we had them at the transit center. So it was a way to bring fresh local produce to a part of town that normally doesn't have easy access to fresh local produce. And then anyone who rides the bus could easily get access to that food. And a side component of that was promoting Double Up Food Bucks. Double Up Food Bucks is a system where those that are receiving SNAP benefits can get double the benefit up to $25 when they use their SNAP benefits at a farmer's market.
Very good. And a lot of us take it for granted that, if you have a vehicle, it's usually not too tough to get to a grocery store or whatnot, depending on where you live in town. But for those that don't have easy transportation, or if you're on public transportation, it can be a lot harder to get food, especially fresh food.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Moving on now, the Housing Collaborative. You guys are working with landlords to make their properties more friendly to their tenants. Kind of talk about some of the ways that that's going.
Yeah, so we provide free trainings for landlords to come in and just educate them on some of the issues that they might be facing. So in the last year, we have had trainings on things like lead paint, healthy homes. We had one on weatherization and one on city codes. And we're having our final training of the year this Thursday, and that training is going to focus on a couple things. We're going to have a panel that's going to have some speakers talking about working with high barrier tenants, so tenants that might have criminal backgrounds or income issues. And then we'll also have a representative from HUD that is going to come down and provide a training on service animals specifically for landlords and property managers. Very
good. And maybe what are some of the big things for landlords to take away if they would come to one of those meetings?
Yeah, some of the biggest things that we want to do is educate, right? So educate on things like working with service animals for you and your tenants, but also to provide a better understanding of working with some of the high barrier tenants, right? Affordable housing is an issue in our community and will continue to be an issue in our community, and we would just like to kind of spread the message of how to better work with some of those clients.
Now, as these collaboratives have evolved over the last 25 25 years. What has been some of the takeaways for community partnership? I'm sure you guys have learned along the way as well.
Yeah, so the biggest takeaway that we have is that our community works better together. And we're trying, a big part of what we do at the collaborative is try to not duplicate what's already happening. So that's what we tried to do is bring the community together under one group, because we know through the collective impact model that we can make more positive change as a group versus as separate individuals.
Very good. If someone wants to learn more about these collaboratives or the work you guys are doing at Community Partnership, how can they find out more information?
Yeah, you can go to our website at cpozarks.org/collaboratives.
All right, Justin, I want to thank you for coming in today. Very good information.
Yep, thank you.
We'll be back with more Ozarks Tonight right after this.